Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play some Factorio in an efficient manner. Okay, we are wall-bound because I distinctly recall having a moment of slight panic with how far my pollution is getting and the fact that this is not walled in. So we will finish our wall and then we will continue with our compiling work. So, wall would be what I'm after. We're going to come all the way down to the lake, and then there's going to be a lot of tree we cut through. But that'll be okay. You know, I'd rather contain most of the lake right now. So, I'm not sure we have enough wall for this, but we're going to give it a run. Actually, I could tell you we don't have enough wall for this. There's no way 64 wall is going to be enough. We'll have to push the wall out later. Disappointing, but manageable. We will bring the wall down to here. And then over. Okay, obviously we missed a few spots, which is fine. We'll come back and fill those in. Trying to see where those spots are. I tell you, playing without Bob's mods is a little rough. Because what I did last week is I played this game first. Right? And then this week, I played Bob's mods first. So I basically played 14 episodes of Bob's mods since I've last played this. And I miss my cobalt axe because it is so much better. Oh, that's the wall. That's fine. Just help me see the wall a little bit better. All right, yeah. So we've got issues with the wall, obviously. But at least it has started. I don't have any more brick on me, do we? No. Throw this wall back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of wall off the end. That's going to fill in the rest of our gaps, so at least the wall is contiguous, even if there's a space at the end of it. Alright. So that's something. It's slight protection. Not enough protection, but it's slight protection. Let's go take a look and see how much more stone we have. We are full up on all of our bins, which is good. Did I bring fuel with me? I did. Have some fuel. Give me all of that. And since we're not doing rails quite yet, we gotta turn these into brick. We can go do that. I feel like I set an area up to do this. It seems like a familiar idea in my mind. And if I didn't, well, that will be unfortunate, isn't it? No, I did. Good. Here, have some stone. Make me some bricks, would you? Why are you not going to make me some bricks? Because I put it in the wrong chests. Make me some bricks. Thank you. Alright, while that's making brick, let's take a quick look at the compiler, because it's been a while since I've been here. We set up all of the insides, so that's all good. Now we just have the outsides. We've done the singles and the doubles? Yes? No. We did just the singles? And we've done one of the doubles? Right, we did these so I could start making them automatically. Very good. So this is actually controlling these guys. Right? Yeah. So is this one even hooked up yet? Well, I don't see... No, that's just the compiler, so I don't see the logic gate for this guy. So, I know that's for this. This goes here. This is with him, because there was no room up here, that's fine. And then this was going to be across the way. I do recall that. So we still have to set up the constant combinators, but we don't need those as much. So let's talk orders. Right now, I'd like an order of stone wall. Well, that's not going to be helpful because there are no bricks in the system. But I would like an order of 50 of these. Alright, so what's that going to mean we need? A lot of that. Ah, right, we have to hook these up. Okay, so this is where I'm at. So you've got to come in. So I've got to create a compiler for you, which means this grid, as pretty as it is, needs to start coming away. Alright, so I need a compiler. You are made of 2 different pieces, which is fine. It's been a while. I'm getting back into the swing of things. So the compiler has the one that controls what we're going to do. It splits into its components part and returns everything. Okay, yeah. No worries. There's the original part. I suppose I need a box with one of these in it. So let me make one of those, because I can make that in a pocket easily. You go in there. Alright. Now I need 2 of these bad boys, because I've got 2 component parts. You are going to take the number of these in here and pass it along. Alright, now you will go from... so this is going to go, because we're going to put in one of these. Alright. We need to run some red wire between them. There we go. And then run some red wire from there into here. Okay. Now we've got our output. We're going to go from like this to get the pieces that we need. Alright, so that's going to do that. It should be getting an input count of 250, and it's outputting 250. Perfect. This is getting the input of the 250 of those. Fantastic. Okay, so in order to make this work, I have to remember that I can't order 50. I can't order anything that needs 50 because they have to be in 3s. So, like that in 48. Because now I'm going to take these and multiply them by... Really? Come on, mouse. I'm going to multiply them by 1. And we're going to output then the plate that we need. Because the recipe, if I recall, it's 1 to 1 on plate. And then I need 3. So I'm going to take our input of these guys, divide them by 3. And we will output the requisite number of copper cable. So this would be where I would want the pole, but what I can do is do this. And put my power pole, once I get one, here. It's high, but at least everything else still works. And we're going to go, I need some more red wire, of course, because you always need more red wire. Output of here goes into this network. Output of here goes into the network, and then connect it into this one. So now we should be getting a number of plate and wires. Yes, very good. So this order is essentially ready to go once I flip the switch. Well, then I have to set this up. Alright, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those guys. I need 1, 2 of these guys. You may have the iron, because I don't need any. Here, have some iron. Which is rapidly winding down. Which is okay. It's getting dark again. Are we, I feel like we're getting in storm season again. Here, we might have another one coming through. That would be unfortunate. Okay, to run a double system, I need 1, 2, and 3. Alright. Which I have. So, let's get our RS latch set. We're going above, right? Yeah. Get the RS latch set. Alright. First things first. A. If alpha equals 0, alpha is 1. Alright, connect these bad boys together. The input of one is the output of the other. The input of one is the output of the other. Copy that in. Boom. Perfect. Exactly what we want to see. The switch is done. Okay, you are going to compare alpha to the number of... right, I need 2 of those, actually. 2 different pieces are involved. I need way more than that. Alright, no worries at all. So 3, 4. I need 1 more of these bad boys. And I think I'm going to need at least 2 more of those, but we're going to start with that. Alright, just to remind myself, that equals that. That's our ender condition. And that equals... our ender condition actually is this one. A equals B. Right. When alpha equals Bravo, alpha. Alpha equals Bravo, alpha. This is everything is greater than 0, I'll put Bravo. I just copy and paste that. Alright. So when everything in is greater than 0, Bravo. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Alright. So that's our switch. The input of that goes in. Let me get my schematic here, which is sitting wonderful. Really? Really? You're just going to knock all that off the desk? I feel like I've got my cat here. Okay. So then we've got my schematic all ready to go. And in we are. So this switch has to go to the reset portion, which is this one. You can do that. So the output of this is going into the input of this. Then the green wire condition, we're going to connect from here to extend the green wire network. And that goes in the input of that switch. So now our reset is good to go. Alright, our set switch is going to control these bad boys. So we're going to have our output from here come into there. And the same thing with this one. Okay. And the reset goes into there. Reset goes into that one. So our reset switch output goes into the input of that. Correct? Yes. Okay. Quick double. Output of here. Input of there. Yep. That gets us our signals. Alright. Then these arms are connected to the outputs of this. Now I'm having a moment. Okay. Output of that goes to the input of this. Input of this goes to the output of that. Yep, that's right. That's right. I really absolutely hate that there is no music in this game. Like, worst decision ever that they could have possibly made. Alright, we're starting over just because I'm getting distracted now by the lack of music. One moment, please. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm getting some bloody music. Because I want music playing. Darn it. And we're going to turn this down just a smidge. Just a little bit in the background. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, in we go. I'm going to clear out some extraneous poles here. Just to try and neatify things a little bit. If you're wondering about the music here, I could put this into the description. It's the same music that we're using for our GeoGuessr challenges. It's just a little something more to get the mood going in. And that's just what we're going to do until, you know, Factorio decides to get on board with their music. Because it's very frustrating that it just disappears. Alright, logic gate. Logic gate first. That's the easy part. Right? A equals 0. Output A equals 1. Wire that up. Output goes into the input. Output goes into the input. Done. That's your logic switch. We know that's 100% working. This has to get reset from the green signal. Green signal goes into the start of that. Alright, that's the reset portion of the show. Alright. The reset signal is controlled by the condition over here. So we're going to have to set up that condition. Oh, that was the wrong two. My apologies. Alrighty. So this one here is our Alpha Bravo, which is this bad boy. Copy that bad boy into that bad boy. Copy this bad boy into that bad boy. And then we will... That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Our inputs are going to be the two chests that go into that. Chest 1 into the input. That was chest 1, right? Yeah. It's really a shame that there's no system in Factorio that'll highlight the systems, right? Alrighty, so that's that. There's no separate music volume. Funny. Alright. Okay, the output of this... Output of the set switch goes into our... secondary. Those guys right there. So that's good. The output of reset goes into the input of this one, I believe. We're going to run down and double check that. Yeah. No, it goes into the deciders. Right, the one that creates the alpha signal based on the product. So the inputs which we haven't put in. Got it. The reset from this, the output of this, goes in the input of the reset switch, which is what I was thinking of. So the output of this goes to the input of the reset switch. Alright. So that's the input switches for the set reset. The output for that goes there. Then the output of reset is going to go into the mathematics, which we have not done yet. Alright, the network goes into that as well. Those are the two inputs into there. The input from this are the two chests that that creates our signal. Let's just make sure that there is a signal of some sort here. First off, you need to filter our iron plate. And you need to filter our... No, that's funny. Our copper wire. Alright, those are those two bad boys. That's good, because now we're not going to have them trying to fight instantly if they both need to grab some material, which is very fine. I love the music. If you guys don't, I understand that. It's probably just another thing for some of the haters to complain about. And I'm not going to go with the music entirely. I will, at some point... I will, at some point, modify the save files in order to get more music and less silence out of this game, because that is a very frustrating portion of the show for me. Yeah, I'll get a few more of those. Alright, so that goes where? Here. Okay, Alright, it's time to do the maths. So what we're going to need to do is determine the number of these things to make sure that we set the correct amount aside. So like down here, for instance, we took the input divided by 2, which gives us the proper method of those things to get what we need to do, right? So in this case, we're going to take our input, which has got to be the signal. Right. We're going to need one more. Are we not? I don't think we need 3 more. You need the number of circuits. You need 5 circuits, 5 cable. So that got me 5 and 5. So that took in that. Which output that. Which output that. Correct. That takes that in. That takes that out. And they control those two guys. Right, so you do need 4. 1, 2. Give me another one of those. Come on. 3, 4. So that's those. Plate, plate, cable, cable. And we need to do the maths for both parts of it, unfortunately, because we need to get the... because this is just creating... These are creating our dummy signal based on the proper values of that. But we could just do the... We could do the maths individually. Whoops. That's fine. So here, we have... We're going to take the number of these that we need, however many of those we have. We're going to just multiply that by 1. Because this will tell us how much of this we need then. We're going to take our number of these. We're going to divide by 3. We're going to multiply by 3, rather. Because we need 3 per. We're going to multiply by 3. They do the same thing here. We actually need 3 per, not the other way around. Oh no, that is right. Because for each of those, you're going to multiply by 3. Because for each of those, I need 3 of these. Done. Okay. What are we getting in our signal right now? It's a lot of copper cable. Alright. So we need 3 of those. That outputs those. This is going to take the input of plate, multiply it by our dummy signal, and output the dummy signal. This is going to take the number of cable, multiply it by our dummy signal. Output the dummy signal. That's what's going to cause those guys to work. When alpha... Oh, it's not connected yet. Alright, so we'll connect them. Alright, so let's talk output strings first. The output of this goes to the input of this. The output of this goes to this guy. Okay. The output of this goes to the input of this. The output of this goes to this guy. So that gives us the proper wiring conditions to make those guys work. Okay? These are all wired now. So this is going to take the input signal of how many of these that we need. It's going to go out from there and build the network. So now we need the input from there. The network has to go into these. Network into that. Network into that. So they should be getting signals now. And we are. We need 240 electronic circuits, so we need 240 iron. True. We need 240 electronic circuits, so we need 720 of those guys. True. Okay. That's good. They're getting their input, they're getting their output. You get your input. You're getting 240 of these in. You should be outputting A. I know, because A equals 0 right now. Right. Because we're in the set condition. So now, the output from our reset switch needs to go to the input from our numbers. Yes, this is true. Output from here goes to the input of here. Output from here goes to the input of here. Okay? So it should still be producing nothing, which is why these don't work. Alright, brilliant. This has to get the alpha combined alpha signals and the Bravo signal. So the output of this has to go to the input of this. Output here has to go into the input of here. Okay? And then it has to get an A signal, which it will get there. We are way over time, though, so we are going to call it here. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, click the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated with everything as it happens. And until next time, cheers.